A report has revealed a shocking update regarding Cody Bellinger's future with the New York Yankees, as Bellinger has the opportunity to become a free agent and leave the New York Yankees after this season is over, and he is not the only Yankee who could pull that off, as the Yankees outfield will be looking a whole lot differently next year depending on Brian Cashman's decisions that he chooses to make, and we are going to break all of this down. But guys, before we jump into that, if you are not subscribed to Yankees Digest, if you're part of that 75%, make sure to subscribe. We got a bunch of videos like this coming out every single day that you do not want to miss out on. We have all the latest and greatest New York Yankees updates on injuries, trade, and free agency stuff, given that's not exactly the time of the year right now. Every single New York Yankees update, win, loss, rain, sunshine, whatever, we're going to have an update. But guys, let's jump into the video. As we know, Brian Cashman went out there, and one of his best, if not his best move over the offseason was, well, not his best because that was Max Fried, but his second best one was acquiring Cody Bellinger in a trade with the Chicago Cubs, where all they gave up was Cody Poteet, who would later get DFA'd by the Cubs. The Yankees got Cody Bellinger effectively for free, except for the part where, they pay him. But regardless, they were able to bring on Cody Bellinger, who has been nothing short of an excellent success story with the New York Yankees thus far into the season. Bellinger this year has a .270 batting average with 22 home runs, rivaling what he did last year already in Chicago, while has an .816 OPS, a slugging percentage of .491, and an OPS plus of 123. The former MVP has been having the best season he's had since winning the MVP award, and deserved to be an all-star this year, except did get snubbed. However, he's solely focused on winning, so it didn't seem to bother him too much. Now, he is the second highest WAR on the New York Yankees. The only guy who's a higher WAR than him, obviously, that's Aaron Judge. Now, there's been a lot of reports surrounding what Cody Bellinger is going to do in the future with the New York Yankees, as he can become a free agent and has been on a heater recently, has an OPS of .855 since June began, and the man has not slowed down since then. He's got a .529 slugging percentage since June. Once he really got things going, the man has been unstoppable. An on-base percentage of .325, an average of .283. He's been one of the best players on the Yankees in this time span, and there's been a lot of discussion about his future with the team because of that. I mean, Bellinger has quickly become a fan favorite with the Yankees, and there's been a lot of thought on if he's going to stick around, what his money situation is going to look like, how much he'd be asking for if he decides to opt out. And Mike Axisa talked a lot about this, saying the Cubs will kick in $2.5 million either to the player option salary or the buyout. Not that it makes a difference to Bellinger. He's getting his $25 million salary or a $5 million buyout either way. Bellinger had an opt-out last offseason as well, but decided to use it and stuck with his $27.5 million salary for 2025. A few weeks later, Chicago traded him off to the New York Yankees. Now, Axisa continued by saying, this is now Bellinger's third straight strong season, though, ostensibly putting him in a better position to cash in. Those awful 2021 and 2022 seasons are far in the rearview mirror, and he's shown he can be a productive hitter despite not lighting up StatCast with big exit velocities anymore. If Bellinger can't land a long-term contract this offseason, he likely never will. So that's the thing about Bellinger. He's now put in a situation where this is the year, this is the offseason that he has to take a massive swing on trying to get really, really, really paid. Bellinger's going to be one of the better free agents this year, and it's a free agent class that has a lot of good outfielders, headlined by Kyle Tucker. There's a lot of good outfielders and a lot of good players in this free agency period, and everyone is turning towards the New York Yankees to continue to improve this roster on the margins. Obviously, getting Gerrit Cole back for next year will be huge, and having Max Fried, who likely isn't going to be hurt with that blister next year, because that would be insane, is going to be helpful. Carlos Rodon will be still around as well, so their top three pitchers will be very good. They can look at other pitching options as well. It looks like Will Warren is here to stay. And then outside of that, you do have Luis Gil. So when you look at the Yankees, what you're going to want to focus on is that hitting. You're going to want to focus on the offensive side of things. There's a few different positions to talk about. First base, where is Ben Rice going to be? Is he going to become a first baseman? Is he going to start being the future catcher of the team? What happens with Austin Wells in that situation? Is Anthony Volpe still going to be shortstop next year, or will the Yankees look towards free agency and the trade market to try to upgrade at that position? That's another question the Yankees are going to have to answer. Their second base situation is locked up with Jazz Chisholm as long as they keep him around, and their third base situation with Ryan McMahon is also a bit of a question mark. McMahon is under contract next year, so the Yankees could just keep Ryan McMahon around, decide, all right, well, we have that problem solved already, but we do need to think about first base. Is it Rice? Is it a free agent we don't have yet? What's the move here? And then also we have to think about shortstop. What's the move there? And when it comes down to it, Cody Bellinger has been a huge piece of this Yankees outfield. Now, on top of that, we're also seeing that Trent Grisham is as well a free agent, and that is going to have a huge impact on things. Now, it's been pretty widely expected by a lot of Yankees Yankee fans and a lot of people inside with the team that Grisham is going to get a contract elsewhere. I mean, the Yankees still do have Aaron Judge, who's going to be in the outfield next year, and Jason Dominguez, who's likely going to be in the outfield next year unless he gets traded off. So that leaves Grisham and Bellinger between one spot, and it does feel like Grisham's going to cash in and go somewhere else. Now, obviously, if Bellinger is to leave, it ups the chance for Grisham to stay at center field for a while longer, but also when you consider Spencer Jones as well, that's another thing to think about with this Yankees team. But that infield has to be improved. You need to improve that infield. You might have to improve that catching spot if you decide that Ben Rice is a first baseman as well. So the Yankees will have that offense to focus on, those infield guys and the offense to really be that big picture, while also trying to get a little bit better on the bullpen, as well as those those trade deadline adjustments have not been the greatest things in the world. If you hear the siren outside, it's probably going to arrest Brian Cashman for what was truly just a trade deadline that was absolutely not up to snuff with what he was supposed to be doing. It was very, very frustrating to watch. But now when it comes down to Cody Bellinger, there's a lot of questions surrounding what happens next with a guy who's really been the Yankees' second best offensive player throughout this season. Bellinger said, as cliche as it sounds, I don't even want to think about it. I don't think about it because we have 40-some games left. When I talked to Scott Boras, he told me just focus on playing baseball and do the best I can every day. That's my goal. So I show up every day and focus on the task at hand. Continuing, he said, I'm very adaptable. I've lived in a bunch of different places. But from the baseball side, I want to play with a bunch of guys that want to win. So that's the big question mark as well. That's not Bellinger. There he is. Are the Yankees trying to win? Do they want to? Obviously, they're trying to win, but are they successful enough at it? Do they have that winning culture still? Is Aaron Boone going to be a problem? Is he going to be good? Is he going to be bad? What's the situation here? Is he going to be there next year? That's another question. The Yankees have to show Bellinger that they're committed to winning, so Bellinger decides to be committed to the Yankees as long as the Yankees are willing to pay him. Now, again, with Spencer Jones coming in, with Jason Dominguez being young, there is a question mark on if the Yankees are actually going to be willing to pay him. And also, there's a world where Bellinger does take that option, but I highly doubt it. He's going to try to get a long-term deal after his best season since his MVP year, and that's the right thing to do if you're Cody Bellinger. You got to respect that choice, and it does come down to what is going to happen with the Yankees and Bellinger moving forwards. Now, Bellinger did obviously mention the Yankees here, and it was very professional, buttoned-up answer saying, I really love the organization. It's extremely professional. I love the people in this locker room. I love playing with Judge. He's one of the best players on this earth, and he handles himself and everything really well. I love playing in Yankee Stadium. Everything here is great, and I've loved it. So, Bellinger obviously hyping up the Yankees. Very few players are like, yeah, I don't know about this team. It's kind of not great. Like, people don't really do that in sports because it makes you look kind of like, for lack of a better word, it makes you look like a jerk. Doesn't matter what I was going to say. It's not what you're going to think. You're going to think something worse. I'm just going to tell you. I was going to say ass, but I'm trying to curse on here. It's a family show. It's a family... Yankees Digest, all the Digest shows, we're a family show here. We try our best to keep the profanity at a very minimum rating. But it makes you seem like you're not the most fun guy to be around if you're like, yeah, this team kind of sucks, dude. Like that, no one's going to do that, especially Bellinger, who's played the game long enough to understand what he's doing here. He's had a free agency before when he signed with the Cubs, so he's done this whole thing before. He's done this song and dance. He understands what he's doing. Scott Boras understands is telling Bellinger exactly what to say, what to do, how to act, so he can get the most money possible, because again, Boras wants the most money possible on that little percentage of that. So obviously Bellinger is going to look for the biggest opportunity possible. If I'm Bellinger, I imagine that I'm going to follow the money with some sort of success on the team, but also he's going to follow some of that money. If he gets offered a ton of money, Bellinger will accept it, and you really can't hate a guy for taking the most money possible. I didn't really blame Juan Soto for taking the most money possible at the Mets, especially now because Cody Bellinger is better than Juan Soto. I had to do it. Guys, what do you think? Is Cody Bellinger going to stick around for the long haul? Should the Yankees want him around for the long haul, or should they focus on paying that infield and then going forwards with Judge, Dominguez, and Spencer Jones in the future? Let me know in the comments down below. I will be sure to get back to you guys. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and go Yankees.